mga kabombo, ano ang pag-uusapan natin? Ito, tungkol sa Miranda rights. Ano yung Miranda rights na yan? And syempre, tungkol ito sa mga akusado. Ano-ano ang mga karapatan ng akusado o accused? Yan ang ating pag-uusapan ngayong hapon. Well, sa topic na yan mga kabombo, live via Zoom, makakasama natin for the first time, si Attorney Abelardo C. Kilaton Jr. Siya po ay attorney at law, notary public, and CEO po ng Kilaton Law Office. So ngayon mga kabombo, narito na sa ating linya ang atin pong makakasama para talakayin po itong paksa ng Miranda rights. Dito marami tayong matututuhan mga kabombo. So welcome natin live via Zoom, kapiling natin ito si Attorney Abelardo C. Kilaton Jr. So yan, attorney, tawagin ko na lang pong Attorney Abel, Attorney Abelardo. Good afternoon po sa inyo dyan, attorney, and pagbati mo na po sa atin pong mga tagapakinig.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much for that introduction. You can call me Attorney Kilaton. Good day, good afternoon to all the listeners and viewers of Bombo Radyo Naga. I used to be a Suki of Bombo Radyo Cebu, invited here for a live interview, and thank you so much for the opportunity. You can ask me questions about that topic.
Okay po. So yun, maraming salamat po, attorney. Pero bago tayo, attorney, mag-arrive sa question and answer portion, usog-usog tayo, attorney, ng konti kasi po sa camera, napuputol po yung ating ulo. Attorney? Ayan, usog-usog po tayo ng konti pa atras. Yan.
Okay, thank you.
Ayan, okay na po. Okay po. Sige, simulan natin, attorney, yung tanungan about po dito sa Miranda rights. Unang tanong, attorney, ano po ba ang ibig sabihin ng Miranda rights ayon po sa batas natin?
Sige. First of all, Miranda rights is a very special or important component in so far as giving protection to individual freedoms and to ensure fair treatment under the law. And these rights, including Miranda rights, are crucial in protecting the accused during custodial investigations and ensuring that the justice system operates fairly and justly. So, ano ba talaga itong Miranda rights? Dito muna tayo sa history. Miranda rights did not originate from Philippine law. Actually, hiniram natin yung concept na yan sa United States. This concept, kaya nga tinatawag itong Miranda rights kasi this came from the landmark case, U.S. landmark case titled Miranda versus Arizona. It was a 1966 case. Ang ruling doon, it was mandated that individuals, itong mga na-aresto na mga tao or those who are placed under custodial investigation, these individuals must be informed of their rights upon arrest to protect against self-incrimination and to ensure fair legal representation. In other words, this principle is or has been adopted dito sa Philippine legal system in order to align with our constitutional guarantees of due process and fair treatment. So in a nutshell, itong mga Miranda rights are considered in our law as constitutional rights of the accused. So kailangan yan sabi sa taong inaresto or placed under custodial investigation, kailangan sabihin niyan sa arresting officer at the time of arrest or at the time of custodial investigation. Yun ang tinatawag ng Miranda Doctrine or Miranda rights of the accused.
Okay po, maraming salamat po, attorney. So ito, attorney, tanong ko po, kung hindi po ako sinabihan ng Miranda rights, halimbawa inaaresto ako, accused po ako, kung hindi po ako sinabihan ng Miranda rights, pero inaresto niya po ako, pwede po ba yun, attorney? Legal po ba yun, attorney?
In practical view, wala ka naman talagang magawa kung aarestuhin ka, di ba? Hindi mo naman pwede makipagsuntukan dun sa officer na nag-aresto sa'yo kasi sabihin mo, wala kami Miranda rights, hindi mo pa pwedeng arestuhin. Wala kang magagawa pag inaresto ka. That's the practical situation. Pero, pagdating sa korte, the lawyer can invoke violation of constitutional rights sa isang tao. Ito yung nangyari sa Miranda Doctrine, sa Miranda versus Arizona. Kasi sabi ng Supreme Court, hindi nasabihan at the time of arrest, yung mga evidences, including yung mga confessions at saka yung mga admissions, cannot be admissible as evidence in court. So there's a big possibility na pag hindi naging admissible yung evidence, yung burden of proof ng prosecution, pagdating sa korte, kailangan proof beyond reasonable doubt. That means kailangan may moral certainty para mapa-ano sa court na talagang guilty yung tao. Pag walang ebidensya, pag hindi admissible yung evidence, then it might result to the acquittal of the accused. Kaya importante talaga itong Miranda Doctrine kasi when the officer arrests or places a person in custodial investigation, he must be made aware of all those rights. Hindi after, not before, but at the time of arrest. Yun ang general rule natin. At the time of arrest or at the time of custodial investigation.
Okay po, attorney. So ito, attorney, para sa kaalaman ng lahat, attorney, ano po yung nakalagay sa Miranda rights na kailangan pong sabihin ng pulis kung aarestuhin niya po yung akusado?
Sige, very basic. Yung una, pag na-aresto mo yung isang tao, this is not limited only to arrest, including custodial investigation. I will define ano yung elements ng taong nasa custodial investigation. But dito muna tayo sa arrest. But generally, yung Miranda rights, ito yun. Number one, right to be informed. So, pagdating sa right to information, kailangan malaman ng akusado kung ano talaga yung mga charges against him. For example, you are charged with the crime of estafa, you are charged with the crime of homicide, or whatever crime in the revised penal code or special law. So, the accused must be informed of their rights in a language they understand. Hindi lang mag-i-English ka, hindi naman nakaintindi yung tao, Tagalog yung intindihan niya o Bisaya. So, it must be in a language that he understands. No? This includes the right also na sabihan mo siya, you have the right to remain silent and the right to have a competent and independent counsel. Okay? Anything that he will say can be used in court and you have the right to get your own competent and independent lawyer. Yun ang kailangan, parang script yan. Kailangan isabi yan at the moment na na-arresto yung tao to ensure that yung taong inaresto is fully aware of their rights and can make informed decisions, makapag-ano siya ng right decisions if ever he wants to waive his right, gusto niyang mag-confess in front of the officer, yun nga, kailangan niya ng mga counsel kasi constitutional right yan during the arrest or during custodial investigation. Again, right to information, right to remain silent, right to counsel, and even to the extent of the right against yung mga torture, force, violence, threat, intimidation, and any other means which violate the free will of a person. Yan ang Miranda rights.
Okay po, maraming salamat, attorney. Marami po kaming natututuhan dito po sa Miranda rights. So ito, attorney, malaman ko po, ano-ano po ba yung karapatan ng mga accused o akusado po?
Marami, isa na yan. Tingnan natin yung Article 3. Yung buong Article 3, andyan lahat yung rights of accused. Yung pinaka-basic, ano yun? No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property within due process of law. Ano yung due process of law? Doon sa korte, hindi sa social media. Isa yan. Marami tayong mga keyboard warriors. Yung magsasabi na guilty yung isang tao, hindi netizen. Kailangan judge o sa husgado, justice ng Supreme Court. No one can say, but hindi pa nila people, guilty naman yan eh. We don't have the right. So that's a guarantee na binigay sa Section 1, Article 3, due process of law, including the right to be protected against unreasonable arrest, unreasonable searches and seizures. Marami. Right to have a counsel, right against self-incrimination, the right to bail, yung pagpiansa, marami. Nandyan lahat sa Article 3 ng Constitution natin.
Okay po, very well said, attorney. So ito, attorney, may nabasa po akong terminology dito sa pinag-uusapan natin. Yung warrant of arrest, attorney, ano pong ibig sabihin nun para sa kaalaman ng lahat po?
Sige. Okay. Yung warrant of arrest is an order from the court. Parang kailangan nagbigay ng order ang court na arestuhin mo yung isang tao. As a general rule, anong sabi doon sa Section 2 ng Article 3, if I can recall it, no? I'll try. Sabi doon, the right of the people against unreasonable searches and seizures. Yung seizures, yung pagkuha ng property or pag-seize ng person, pag-aresto, shall be unviolable. Kailangan hindi yun ma-violated. Ano yung hindi ma-violated? Pagkuha, pag-aresto, pag-search ng mga tao, property, yung mga bahay nila, at saka yung mga dokumento, mga effects, mga personal properties, hindi mo pwedeng makuha yan pag walang warrant. Either a search warrant or a warrant of arrest. And ano pang sabi doon? No warrant of arrest shall be issued. Ha? Hindi pwede mag-issue yung korte ng warrant of arrest except upon probable cause. Sino yung mag-determine ng probable cause? Hindi yung prosecutor, hindi yung police. Yung probable cause galing yan sa judge na assigned. So si judge, mag-determine siya ng probable cause dependent upon the complaint na binigay sa kanya at saka yung complainant at yung mga witnesses na produce niya. In terms of search warrants, kailangan specified yung places, specified yung mga items na kailangan i-search, and the identity, if warrant of arrest man, it has to be exactly determined as a general rule, yung tao na aarestuhin. Yun ang search warrant at saka yung requirements niya.
Okay
sorry.
po,
Search
yun. Marami
warrant and
na may natutuhan po ulit kami, attorney. So ito, attorney, balikan natin po yung yung sa Miranda rights o pagbabasa po ng Miranda warning. Paano po kung idepensa, attorney, ng pulis na ay nakalimutan ko kasing sabihin or basahin yung Miranda rights? Pwede po bang irason yun, attorney?
Simple lang yung sundot ng US Supreme Court doon. Even in our Philippine law, we have adopted that and we have a lot of cases already that have been decided. Ano sabi doon? Sabi ng court, that can be inadmissible in evidence. That can be invoked. Maraming paraan na pag-invoke eh. You can move for, itong tinatawag technical term, move for the quashing of the information, question mo yung arrest, mag-file ka ng demurrer of evidence dun sa korte, file ka ng appeal. You can always touch the legality of the arrest pag hindi na-inform yung taong akusado or the person who is placed under custodial investigation pag wala siyang information about his constitutional rights. Synonymous with the term Miranda rights.
Okay po. Paano naman, attorney, kung sabihin nung pulis na alam mo na yan eh. Alam mo na yung Miranda rights. Kailangan pa bang sabihin sa'yo yan? Kailangan pa bang basahin? Alam mo na yan eh. Pwede po ba yun, attorney?
So far as checking on jurisprudence, I did not see a decision na the arresting officer can speculate. Even to the extent of citizen's arrest. Kasi meron tayong citizen's arrest, makikita natin yung sa recent report. Even a private individual, makakapag-ano naman ng citizen's arrest. Pero may condition yan. Kailangan pa rin yan ma-inform kung ano ang kaso niya. Andun pa rin. So, you cannot assume that someone already knows his constitutional rights. Mandatory kasi yan eh. On the part of the arresting officer.
Okay po. Eto, attorney, kung pulis naman po yung inaaresto, babasahan pa rin po ba siya ng Miranda rights po?
Of course. Wala naman exception sa batas yun. But it's just, if you look at the practical view, hindi ka pulis, tapos sa arresto mo, pulis is a dangerous precedent. No? Pag-gawin mo yun. But assuming na na-aresto, sige, na-aresto yung isang police officer, kailangan pa rin yan, it has to be, galing talaga sa bigid ng arresting officer. Basahin man niya, or sabihin yung, when you say arresting officer, it is not just limited to a police officer. So kung sino yung na-aresto, siya ang authorized na magsabi sa kanya ng Miranda rights ng isang taong arestado. I cannot use the word accused kasi pag ginamit mo yung word accused, nasa korte na yun. Ang dapat term yan is yung arrested person or arestado. So, kailangan basahan talaga.
Opo, attorney. So, ito, attorney, pag halimbawa hindi binasa yung Miranda rights, ano po ang parusa doon sa hindi binasa yung Miranda rights po?
Sa police, may administrative liability pag palagi nang ginagawa, may mga sa PNP na yan, sa police enforcement natin. Pero in court, that will just usually result to the dismissal or inadmissibility of the evidence. Or worst case scenario, pwede mag-perjury kasi pwede niya sabihin na sa affidavit ng isang police officer, sabihin niya na I have read the constitutional rights and then by succeeding evidence na patunayan na hindi pala niya sinabi. So, it can be a perjurious, so may criminal liability doon. So, it will depend on the circumstance.
Okay po. Eto, attorney, kung halimbawa hindi ako binasahan ng Miranda rights, ibig po bang sabihin nun, absuelto na ako sa kaso? Hindi mo ako binasahan
Hindi
ng
naman.
Miranda rights, absuelto na ako sa kaso, yes. Ganon po ba yun, attorney?
Hindi naman kasi yung criminal process, ganito yan. Requirement niya lang arrest na, sir. Pero, mapapile pa rin yan. If there is no private complainant, the criminal complaint will still push to kasi most, itong mga crimes, kasi they are against the Republic of the Philippines. Kung makita mo yung mga title ng mga cases, it will start with people of the Philippines versus ganito. So, yung mga private complainant, they will just evolve into a private witness. Witness lang sila. So, meaning to say, the police officer can still file the case sa office of the prosecutor. Itong prosecutor sila kasi yung mga abogado. Take note na itong judge, prosecutors, mga private lawyers, government lawyers, all of us are still lawyers. We are just assigned to different branches of the government. So, when the prosecutor, siya kasi yung magre-represent ng people in the Philippines. So, pag makita niya may probable cause doon, siya yung magpa-file. So, to answer your question, ano yung consequence ng hindi pagbasa? Walang magawa at that stage. Pero that can be invoked, that can be questioned pagdating na dun sa proper trial sa court, which may result to acquittal pag walang sufficient evidence.
Okay po. Ito, attorney, tanong ko po, situational po ano. Kung hindi po naka-uniforme na pampulis yung isang pulis, pwede niya po ba akong arestuhin, attorney?
Pag hindi naka-uniforme,
Opo.
of course, come to think of it, let's set aside legal view, dito tayo practical view. Meron tayong citizen's arrest. Kung pwede nga doon, how much more yung police niya? Yun yung trabaho ng isang police officer. Yung mother ko pala is also a police colonel. So, sabi niya, yung duty ng isang police officer is 24 hours duty to defend, enforce the law. Pag may nangyari dyan, pwede na, kahit walang pag-warrant of arrest, basta nagawa yung krimen sa harap niya, pwede na i-arrest po yung tao. So, kailangan mo pang magbuha ng uniform. I don't remember any law or jurisprudence that prohibits that. Pwede naman.
Okay po. Paano, attorney, kung hindi siya yung duty nung time na yon? Kumbaga, tambay lang yung police nung time na yon. Pwede niya pa rin po ba akong arestuhin, attorney po?
Yes, pwede ang arrestuhin. Ano ang exceptions? Sabi ko kanina, dapat may warrant of arrest para i-arresto yung isang tao. But there are exceptions to the rule. Ano yung unang exception? When in the presence of the arresting officer, may uniform man o wala, basta the person is about to commit, is committing, or just committed, past, present, future. Just committed pero nakita niya talaga na ginawa yung krimen. So, pag nasa harap sa presence ng arresting officer yun, kahit walang warrant, pwede nang lagpin. May uniforme man wala. Naka-duty man wala.
Okay po, attorney. So ito, attorney, situational po ulit, halimbawa ako, inaresto po ako ng pulis, pero hindi naman po ako yung gumawa ng krimen, wala po akong kasalanan. Sinabi ko sa kanya, ba't mo naman ako inaaresto? Wala naman akong kinalaman dyan. Pwede ko po bang kasuhan yung pulis na yun, attorney?
Well, we can fall under malicious prosecution, pero kailangan mo patunayan yan. Kasi pagdating yun sa korte, you have to prove that you have been acquitted, walang charge sa'yo. So, there can be implications there sa liability. Pero pag inaresto ka, I can think of an example case like this. Yung drug den. Inibitahan ka lang ng kasama mo. Isang birthday party, hindi mo alam na ano yan, session pala ng ganyan. No? So, andun ka, may lane. So, syempre, kailangan i-arresto yung lahat ng nandun. Uh, I think that will feed you to your question. Yung, hindi naman ako yung gumawa ng krimen, bakit ako yung inaresto? So, wala kang magawa in the practical way kasi if you will run away, it's very dangerous kasi may mga weapons yung mga police officer. So, your life may be at risk. So, wala kang magawa talaga kasama mo. But you can question the legality of the arrest through your lawyer. And yung constitutional rights mo, pag na-arrest mo, napasok na yung lahat, Miranda, constitutional rights, pasok na dun. So, it's up to you or your lawyer to invoke that defense in court pagdating dun.
Okay po. Eto, attorney, balikan po natin yung sa Miranda rights. Ano? Meron po bang exempted, attorney, sa pagbasa po ng Miranda rights?
I cannot recall, basta when sabi kasi ng batas mo, you are in, when you are arrested for custodial investigation, which leads me now, I have to discuss custodial investigation. Itong custodial investigation, halimbawa, pumunta sa iyong bahay ang police officer, inibitahan ka. Okay? Excuse me, can we invite you doon sa presinto? So, ano yun? Custodial investigation na ba yun? Can you invoke your Miranda rights? The answer is no, because you are not placed under custodial investigation. So going back to the example, pumunta ka, sumama ka sa mga police officer, pumunta ka doon sa police station. Tapos may mga questioning, general questioning lang yun, no? Kilala ko ba to? Yun ganyan. Pag general, hindi pa rin yung applicable yung Miranda rights because you're still not custodial, under custodial investigation. Anong ibig sabihin ng custodial investigation? Yung custodial investigation, pag yung mga general questions will stop. Pag-stop na yung general questions at parang yung tenor ng questioning is as if you are already a suspect. Naka-point na sa'yo to extract some admissions or confessions. Pagdating dyan, that is the meaning of custodial investigation. From the moment a person is already in custodial investigation, papasok yan yung constitutional rights, papasok dyan yung Miranda rights. Kailangan mo ng lawyer, hindi mo pwedeng ma-waive yung karapatan mo pag walang in writing, yung mga ganyan. All of the rights of the act is applicable na. So Miranda rights will also apply. That is custodial investigation.
Okay po. So ito, attorney, speaking of imbita, pag inimbitahan ako ng pulis sa presinto, pwede po ba akong tumanggi kung gusto ko?
Of course, you can refuse because there is no charge against you. It was just a mere invitation. Though in the future, it can be used as evidence pag napatunayan na ito talaga in terms of proving bad faith. Pero technically, you have all the right to say to the police officer, huwag mo akong pakialaman.
Okay po. Paano, attorney, kung may warrant of arrest na or subpoena? Pwede pa rin po ba akong tumanggi dyan kung gusto ko po?
Okay. Magkaiba yung nature ng warrant of arrest at saka yung subpoena. Kasi subpoena, both of them are still orders from the court. Pero yung subpoena, it is an order of the court for you to go to the court to explain something, to witness, or to bring documents. Ang tawag ng subpoena dosis tecum. Pag testimony, subpoena ad testificandum. Ayan, Latin yan. Again, subpoena ad testificandum at saka subpoena dosis tecum. Pagdating sa ad testificandum, you are ordered by the court to go there, to appear, and testify. Pag subpoena dosis tecum, you have to go to the court and bring the documents that is required by the court. Iba yung warrant of arrest because that is deprivation of liberty. Sa subpoena, walang deprivation of liberty. Though, if you will violate the order of the court, that can be a contemptuous act. Pwede kang ma-charge ng contempt of court gan. But it's not per se the fact of depriving you of liberty pag na-violate mo yung subpoena. Yung warrant of arrest, yun ang deprivation of liberty. Yun ang pinagkaiba ng dalawa.
So sa warrant of arrest, attorney, hindi ka pwedeng tumanggi. Obligado ka pong umattend pag pinapaano ka po ng pulis.
Subpoena is different. Yung 40, I was talking about the court subpoena. Pero pag sa pina ng barangay o sa pina ng police, if you feel that you don't have to appear doon, wala namang problema. You cannot be criminally charged for that. Because a subpoena is just a mere invitation. Kung dito pa lang, marami kasi stages of subpoena. Government agency kasi itong subpoena, I think that you try to imply. So pag subpoena go sa police, it's just a mere invitation. You can say no, I will not appear except if I have a charge against me.
Okay po. So ito, attorney, maraming salamat po at marami kaming natutunan. So ito po, bago po tayo magtapos, attorney, makuha ko po ang inyong mensahe sa atin pong mga tagapakinig kaugnay po nitong tinalakay po natin about sa Miranda rights. Sige po, attorney.
Even in Bombo Radio Cebu, I always end my statements with this. Let us follow the rule of law. Let us not prosecute or persecute someone, lalo na ngayon na social media, yung mga, ang galing ng mga opinions ng mga tao. Let us do that. Let's follow kung anong sinasabi ng batas. Because if we are going to follow the rule of men, magiging chaotic yung Pilipinas. How much more kung walang batas? So we have a law na kailangan sundin, especially in this case, Miranda rights, which are considered fundamental aspect of our legal system. It protects the rights of the accused and ensures fair treatment. Kasi hindi naman lang yung private complainant yung may mga karapatan. May karapatan din naman yung accused, no? To prevent abuses from the government. This is essential for individuals to be aware of these rights and for authorities to uphold these protections diligently. By doing so, we can ensure justice and fairness in our legal proceedings. That is all.
Okay po. Maraming salamat po, Attorney Kilaton, sa time po na binigay niyo po sa amin para po kayo ay ma-interview sa ganito pong platform. So ingat po kayo, Attorney. God bless po and thanks po. Marami po kaming natutuhan. Salamat po, Attorney. Yan mga kabombo, si Attorney Abelardo C. Kilaton Jr., saro pong abogado, attorney at law, and CEO po kaining Kilaton Law Office. So sana mga kabombo nakanood kita ning leksyon duman sa tukar niya to about digdi sa Miranda rights. So kung kamo nagdangog mga kabombo, nako, dakol kamong nanodan. Especially kung kamo halimbawa accused or especially kung kamo halimbawa aarestuhon. 'Di ba? Dakulaon na bagay itong tinukar. Kaibahan niya to si Attorney Kilaton. Diba? Miranda rights, binabasa po yan mga kabombo kapag ang sarong accused o itong arrested person, aaresto ko na. Sana natandaan ta to mga kabombong mga sinabi. O kung may cellphone kita, dapat ni-record ta to. O pwede tamo man ining babalikan, may live mang kita, pero iba pa din pagka na-internalize ta. O sa dyan mga kabombo, pag-ulayan taang about sa Miranda rights, Miranda warning, and Miranda doctrine, pag-urulayan tayan sa atyan. Sa ngunyan, 33 minutos, makalisang alas 3 nin pagkahapon, mabelta kita makalis na nagkapirang pagirumdum.